Democratic Alliance presidential nominee for the 2022 August general elections, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Thank you. Thank you very much. UDA oye! Harambee! 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 UDA! 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 Allah, asanteni sana. Asanteni sana, mnaweza kuchukua viti zenu. Thank you very much. Mwenyekiti wetu Mheshimiwa Johnson Mudama, katibu wetu wa chama Mama Veronica Maina, officials wote wa chama chetu cha UDA, marafiki zetu, viongozi wa vyama mbalimbali ambao wamekuja kama marafiki kuja kushuhudia sherehe hii yetu ya leo, ndugu wa bunge, magavana, maseneta, MCAs na wajumbe wote wa chama cha UDA. Hamjambo? Hamjambo? Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Assalamu alaikum. Hebu munipungie hivi mkono jameni, nione kwa mbali. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. In a very special way, this afternoon, that we are gathered here, close to 5,000 delegates of the United Democratic Alliance Party. It is a historic moment because this is a party that a year ago was not the party we have today. It is the effort, the commitment, and the hard work of many people in Kenya. Today, the United Democratic Alliance Party is the largest party in the Republic of Kenya. In a very special way, I want to thank many leaders, senators, governors, and members of parliament who worked with me tirelessly and with a lot of courage and commitment to put together this party that today has over 7 million members. The effort to make this party what it is today is not a personal effort of just the leaders. Many hustlers in different parts of Kenya, people who are engaged in all businesses, have registered, have supported the registration, they have financed the registration, they have facilitated the registration, and I want to tell each and every one of them today a very big thank you for making UDA what it is today. This party has come to be the party of the hustler nation in Kenya. This is the party. This is the party where you will not be asked about the name of your father. This is the party. You will not be asked to give your bank account. This is the party for every Kenyan from every walk of life. And I want to say, I am a very proud Kenyan today that you have bestowed upon me the responsibility to be the party leader of this great movement. I thank everybody who is with us here today, in person as well as in spirit, including the millions of Kenyans following this event on radio, on television, and online through various platforms. I am grateful for your support, sacrifices, and the time you have taken to congregate at this culmination of a most eventful journey in our lives. I do not take your support and your time and your interest for granted. And as always, I welcome you to walk with us on this road until we knock on the gates of our glorious tomorrow. I thank our party delegates for the work they have done in guiding the Hustler Nation through a transparent nomination process, and for their consideration in bestowing upon me the immense responsibility of representing the United Democratic Alliance in the forthcoming presidential elections. I am profoundly humbled and immeasurably honored. And I accept your nomination to be the United Democratic Alliance candidate in this year's presidential election. I accept your nomination to be the United Democratic Alliance party candidate in this year's presidential election with gratitude to the Almighty God, recognition of the significance of this moment, and an acknowledgement of the work remaining and the road ahead to that day that we all look forward to. I will live up to your trust. I shall do my very best to exceed your expectations, and I shall neither stop, nor pause, nor slow down, nor hesitate until what you have asked of me is delivered. Let us take this moment to appreciate and salute those who participated in this exercise. Tracy Wanjiru, a courageous lady still in university, resolved to transcend all the intersecting setbacks and barriers to her aspiration to offer leadership and to make her voice heard. Jeffnel Nyakwama also rose up to meet this hustler moment by emphatically saying and demonstrating that the youth of this country have a place in leadership at every level. These young Kenyans fill my heart with joy and hope. In them, I see myself back in the old days, animated by a vision for change and itching to have a go at leadership. In them also, I see a hopeful future in a country where youth, wealth, name, circumstances of birth, ethnicity, gender, and disability are not considerations nor obstacles to accessing opportunities or realizing aspirations. As you are perfectly valid and good to go. You did not wait to be invited to the leadership conversation. Sometimes the invitations never come. You took your chances, entered the room, and sat at the table. Please, do not leave the table. Let us keep talking, working, and growing together. I thank the United Democratic Alliance for extending us all opportunities to contest leadership positions without discrimination. Let us always strive to live up to our fundamental ethos of uniting our nation through the inclusive and participatory quest for opportunities for everybody. I am aware that this time round, there are thousands of young people giving everything to our movement: resources, time, strength, ideas, and moral support. I know that many youth have come forward to stand as candidates, and yet many others are mobilizing, sensitizing, and participating in other meaningful ways. The Hustler Nation is a young nation. The voice, as well as the aspiration of Kenya's young people, form an essential pillar of our movement. I therefore want to register my gratitude and appreciation and assure you of my commitment to open up opportunities for young people to thrive and drive the progress of our nation. For me, this moment has been long in coming. I have been engaged in political leadership and associated activities since my university days. Obviously, I did not have the opportunity in those days to seek presidential nomination. But I rose from the bottom of the party pyramid, working my way up until I entered party leadership and eventually became a member of the National Assembly at the age of 31. I was an assistant minister at the age of 33 and a cabinet minister at the age of 36, and an opposition MP at the age of 37. And that has sort of formed the basic rhythm of my career ever since. In that time, I have learned a lot, made mistakes, achieved successes, and refined my leadership philosophy and vision for this country. I have learned that leadership failures can cost the country tremendous opportunity and inflict irreparable harm on those many people who depend on us. I have learned that the biggest mistake a government or a party can make is to fail the inclusion test. my original political intuition that governance is all about the people and that development can only be sustainable if programs are designed on the people's terms. I have learned that continuous engagement with the people is indispensable to effective governance, and that leadership works and listens more and speaks less. My first bid for a party's nomination to contest the presidency was in 2007, which I did not win, and I conceded defeat and went all out to support the party and its candidate then. I believe we made a good account of ourselves. My second bid for a presidential nomination was in 2013. This was again deferred, as my party subsequently resolved to merge with another party. In the interest of coalition building and broader strategic interests, I divided my bid and once again gave my all in successfully delivering the presidency and a wholesome parliamentary majority. Today, I know without any shadow of doubt that the time has come to represent the hustler nation. The time has come to go all the way to the finish line and secure the place of the hustler nation at the decision-making table. Let the message get out from this very moment and from this place that I am ready, that I will do everything and my best at that, and most of all, that I am determined to give you a campaign you will be proud of, and to win. And to win for our party, our coalition, and for the people of Kenya. Let the word reach out to our friends as well as our rivals that we are prepared and we are inspired to do all we can to go to every place and to work with everyone to open the doors of inclusion, opportunity, and enterprise in order to move Kenya to the higher level. After all, this is what hustlers do every day. Let me state a fairly obvious fact. I am the first elected and serving Deputy President of Kenya. It has been the honor of my life to be elected to this position, and I will forever remain profusely thankful to my friend, President Uhuru Kenyatta, for a successful working partnership in 3 elections. I have discharged my duties faithfully, and there is not a single task that the President assigned me which I did not execute in full. The Jubilee Coalition we formed a decade ago was formed through a covenant to eliminate the politics of hate, division, and ethnicity. Political competition organized around ethnic division is toxic, yet many politicians accept this to be the essence of democracy. Our covenant formed the foundation of a new approach, issue-based politics, institutionalized through national political parties. we succeeded in demonstrating that democracy does not go hand in hand with chaos, confusion, or instability. We have shown that democracy does not express itself through discrimination, exclusion, division, suspicion, or conflict. In government, we focused on delivering those projects and programs that would enable the state meet the people at their point of need. Therefore, we swiftly transformed the country through unprecedented investments in infrastructure as the springboard to effective, efficient, and sustainable service delivery to all parts of Kenya. As a result, we built a new, modern, 700-kilometer-long standard gauge railway, constructed 10,000 kilometers of new tarmac, and connected 6 million people to electricity. We also set up 150 technical training colleges. The next phase of our transformation was going to be the Big Four agenda, which would leverage these foundational undertakings to ensure that the economic and social rights of Kenyans would be actualized by creating jobs for millions of young people out of school, out of college, and out of our universities. It would also transform agriculture to increase food production and to lower the cost of living and increase money in the pockets of millions of farmers. Big Four would also radically change our delivery of healthcare by rolling out a comprehensive universal health program. This would complete the task of transforming Kenya that we had been assigned in 2013. From 2017, however, the party backpedaled on its foundational commitments, including the founding covenant. The party rejected national, inclusive, issue-based, transformative leadership and embraced parochial, ethnic, divisive, and retrogressive politics. It defaulted to tribe as the organizing variable of our politics and governance. It privatized governance and weaponized public policy and institutions. It pursued personal politics of congregating an entitled few to express their individual wishes as community interests and translate their private consensus as national policy. In our first term, we made exceptional progress in setting the stage for national transformation. In our second term, we witnessed accelerated regression into the tyranny, personality cult politics, and the weaponization of public offices to intimidate, harass, and persecute Kenyans perceived not to worship those in power. Many large enterprises were destroyed. Many business owners harassed. Many leaders subjected to humiliation, intimidation, blackmail, because their only crime was holding contrary opinions to those holding the levers of state power. A new frame of national unity was engineered in undemocratic and in terms which rationalized grounding and swallowing the whole opposition and the vandalization of the Constitution to accommodate corrupt and dangerous ethnic arrangements. At the same time, the Big Four agenda was abandoned pushed into the back burner as execution of its flagship projects was left at the mercy of forces of emergent state capture. Those who remained loyal to our founding vision were shunned, hounded, threatened, and then persecuted. This is how we lost 4 years that would have gifted us with a brilliant blossoming of a beautiful dream which inspired millions of Kenyans in 2013. To his credit, my friend the President did inform me that he needed space to work on his personal legacy as the 4th President. I obliged, and this led to my eventual retreat to the margins of a government that I had participated in forming. The past 4 years have provided me special moments to be able to engage consistently with ordinary people. As Deputy President, I have worked directly with Wananchi, going to meet them in their villages, their markets, their farms, and their places of work, and to have practiced the leadership of listening more and speaking less. All through my political journey, I have believed in walking with the people, listening to them, and doing my best to do what they want, not what I think will be a monument to my own achievements. I have learned that our plush, comfortable, secure offices are inaccessible to the majority of the people who need them the most. As a leader, this is a huge setback because it costs us the opportunity to be useful and effective. These engagements taught me a lot about things I thought I knew. Most importantly, they reminded me the most important question of all: what does the government do, and for whom does it work, and how, therefore, should it work? I was appalled by the intensity of contempt many have for ordinary people and their rejection of any suggestion that their voice matters. I remain sorrowful over the hatred in the language that proudly despises the poor, the struggling, the hurting, the lonely, and the abandoned. Many of us have felt the stinging lash of this contempt, and we all know where it comes from. Behind the shameless deception that national unity is the coalescing of a few leaders to organize their selfish interests in an implacable sense of exclusive entitlement to the privileges associated with state power. This entitlement is the basis for the formulation of a cynical agenda to capture the state and disenfranchise ordinary people for good. That is why we have witnessed the criminalization of enterprise, the marginalization of livelihoods, and many parts form part and parcel of this contemptuous exclusion. We in the Hustler Nation believe that the measure of any society lies in how it treats its weakest and vulnerable members. We work from the bottom up because if we take care of the bottom, we take care of everybody. We want Kenyans to have opportunity to hustle from the bottom up. The top, therefore, must be understood to be everyone's aspiration, objective, and ideal destination. It is not bottom versus up. It is bottom up. It is not bottom versus up. It is bottom up. I commit, therefore, to live up to the original covenant of championing the establishment of everlasting peace, unity, and opportunity to prosper in our country. I make this commitment on the understanding that sustainable unity can only be achieved through meaningful political and economic inclusion. The evidence of inclusion is respect for dignity of livelihoods and the creation of space for every vocation, every skill, every profession and talent to flourish and yield a bountiful harvest of prosperity for all our people. At the same time, I reject the suggestion that a united country is one that has no political competition or opposition. Rather, I view the foundation of an inclusive Kenya as one governed by an effective democratic government with robust checks and balances, overseen by a vigilant and responsible opposition and a strong civil society movement. I call your attention to the fact that over the past 4 years, the purchase, compromise, and eventual liquidation of the opposition and legitimate political competition set the stage for an effective state capture. I must therefore specifically undertake that under our administration, we shall boldly and firmly confront and dismantle the now pervasive conflict of interest that has rapidly evolved into state capture through corrupt political and economic arrangements. Public policy must not be customized to benefit the private and personal interests of a select few. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude my remarks by framing the picture. What are we up against? What is the 9th of August about? We must be very clear in our minds why your vote counts on the 9th of August. On the 9th of August, there will be a competition of ideas. There will be a competition of sides. We are on one side, our competitors are on the other side. Let me say this for clarity so that Kenyans go to the polls on the 9th of August understanding what is on the ballot. On the ballot on the 9th of August, the great people of the Republic of Kenya will be two groups. One who believe that the way to the future of our country is through changing the Constitution. On our side, we believe that the way to the future of our nation is by changing the economy of our nation. We are seated here. We are assembled here as the United Democratic Party Congress with our friends from ANC and Ford Kenya and Tujibebe and Savina and TSP and CCK and CCM and all the other parties united by one thing, our belief that the future of our nation is predicated on changing the economy of our nation. While our competitors believe that it is through the changing of the Constitution to create positions for a select few will treat our problem of exclusion. On our side, we believe that we need to change the Constitution to create opportunity, create jobs, create opportunities for millions of young people out of school, out of college, out of our universities, that therein lies the solution to the inclusivity question in the Republic of Kenya. We are very clear that we had this plan in 2017. Unfortunately, the forces who are against the people of Kenya, who do not want to share opportunity, who believe that Kenya is their privilege, who believe they own this nation, they sabotage the Big Four plan because they did not want the young people of our nation to get the opportunity to work and to get the opportunity to do business. I want to say with clarity and certainty that if we had not lost 4 years chasing a mirage, if we had taken time to implement the Big Four plan, Kenya would be different from what we have today. We wouldn't be having millions of young people languishing without jobs. While our competitors believe that they will go to the polls so that they can get the opportunity to change the Constitution so that a few people can share power, we are telling them we will go to the polls to elect leadership that is going to create opportunities for empowerment, not sharing power, for the empowerment of millions of citizens of our republic. We want to remind our competitors that 10 million Kenyans today are in a lottery because they have no defined jobs, they have no defined business, they have no access to credit, they have no place to do business, there is no law to protect their enterprises. And we are saying that the opportunity that we have as the people of Kenya is not to change the Constitution to create positions and share power among few people. The opportunity we have in Kenya is to create the opportunity for the empowerment of millions of citizens through jobs, through opportunities to work in their enterprises, in their businesses, and to make sure that our economy works for all Kenyans. Our competitors believe that this nation should be about a few people who wield the levers of state power. We are telling them this country is not just about leaders. This country is about 50 million Kenyans. And because it's about 50 million Kenyans, we will not accept to go the journey. They have told us they will bring back the BBI monster because they want to create an imperial presidency. They want a president who controls the judiciary using the ombudsman. They want a president who controls the legislature using appointments. They want a president who does what he wants or what she wants merely because she has power or he has power or they have influence or they have money. We are telling them that this country is about 50 million Kenyans, and we will not accept to go back to the dark days of an imperial president. We are marching forward to a Kenya of shared prosperity by 50 million Kenyans. our competitors believe that this country belongs to those in power. They believe in impunity. They believe in monopolies. They believe in cartels. We want to tell them we believe in the rule of law. They have weaponized state institutions. They have weaponized the DCI. They have weaponized the EACC. They have weaponized the KRA to run political errands, to dismantle businesses that belong to people who do not worship them. And I want to tell them, this country will change. On our first day, we will free the DCI. We will free the KRA from state capture. We will make sure Thank you very much. Sana. I want to say, thank you very much. They have weaponized the DCI, the EACC, and the KRA to run political errands. We will professionalize the DCI's office and the KRA for them to discharge their constitutional and legal duty. On the first day, we will appoint an accounting officer for the IG and the DCI, so that going forward, the DCI and the IG will have financial independence, and they will never again depend on the office of the president for them to discharge their responsibility. As they weaponize the KRA, we will do the complete opposite. We will professionalize the KRA, digitize the KRA, and make sure that it collects all the taxes professionally. And the 60% of the taxes that are not collected as VAT, we will make sure that we will create the mechanism, the digital platform, so that we can collect taxes and we don't have to fight Kenyan enterprises and destroy people's businesses. Thank you very much. our competitors have proposed that they want to change the constitution so that they can make the judiciary to be subservient and to be accountable and to be answerable to the executive. We want to tell our competitors we will do the complete opposite. On our first day, we will operationalize the judiciary fund so that we can free the judiciary, give them financial independence so that they can discharge their responsibility of sorting out disputes, making sure that criminals are put behind bars, and making sure the corrupt find their place in jail, by making sure that they have the independence to discharge their responsibility without the current encumbrances imposed on them by resources that are not being released because there is a deliberate move to ensure that the judiciary fund has not been operationalized, yet it has been in our laws for the last 10 years. We believe in an independent judiciary. We want the judiciary to discharge their mandate, independent of the executive. We want the judiciary to provide its oversight role over the other arms of government. We want the judiciary that will stand tall and make sure that they discharge their responsibility without encumbrances of matters to do with financial dependence on other arms of government. We want a judiciary that will be truly independent, that does not receive telephone calls from the executive for them to write judgments. We want a judiciary that is truly independent. Good people, agriculture will be on the ballot in this election. Our competitors are the masters of monopolies. They are the agents of conflict of interest. They are the agents of state capture. And we must free this country and our agriculture from cartels and brokers. We are telling our competitors that we will deal firmly with conflict of interest. We will deal firmly and eliminate brokers and cartels and monopolies that have taken hostage our agricultural sector. And we will make sure that every farmer has access to quality seeds, has access to subsidized fertilizer, have access to markets, have access to good prices, and they have access to government support so that they can produce food for our nation, so that every farmer can earn a decent earning for their produce, and we can reduce the cost of living and make sure that every Kenyan has disposable income, and we can grow our economy, pay our taxes, and stop begging for loans and debts from other countries because we can stand up for ourselves. Our competitors are telling us that it is okay to have debt. Our competitors are telling us every country has debt. Yes, we agree every country has debt. But good people, we can do better. We can think better to be able to grow our own revenues, and we must not be slaves of debt from any place or any country. Debt must be the last resort. We must grow our economy. We must empower our enterprises. We must create opportunity in agriculture so that we can grow our tax base, get as many Kenyans as possible to pay their taxes so that we can run the affairs of our country on the basis of the revenue that we collect. President Mwai Kibaki taught us that it is possible for us to grow our tax revenues. He took over when tax revenues were at 200 billion. He left when we were collecting more than $1 trillion. Our tax collection has stagnated because of conflict of interest. Our tax revenues are stagnated because we do not have a concrete plan. We are saying our movement will create a concrete plan that will expand our taxes so that we can double our tax revenues and reduce on borrowing and debts that can cripple our country. It is tragic that the only thing that I can remember on matters to do with the economy that the handshake has done is to borrow 7 trillion in the last 5 years. It is a tragedy that we must investigate. Good people, we are at a historic moment. We have to make our choices carefully on the 9th of August because what is on the ballot is either Kenya moving forward into prosperity or Kenya regressing into tyranny and poverty. The choice is as clear as day is from the night. Let me conclude my remarks by saying we will create a comprehensive environment for Kenyans to save, a comprehensive environment for us to grow our own savings. Many countries have their savings in the region of 30 to 40% of GDP. It is only in Kenya that our savings as a percentage of GDP is around 7%. And it is because we think debt is the easier route. I want to say savings is the better route. And that is what we must go. That's what we must do. So, my good people of Kenya, let me say this contest has been defined. Kenyans know what to vote for in this election. You will vote for the people who are looking for power, positions, the cartels, the state capture, the conflict of interest, the brokers, or you will vote for the future of our country, the jobs for our young people, opportunities for our business people, opportunities for our farmers, an accountable executive, an accountable judiciary, an accountable government, and a future for everybody. That is what is on the ballot on the 9th of August. Again, let me thank all of you for sparing time to listen to me. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your commitment. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your sacrifice. I want to thank many leaders who have had to suffer and be victims of a weaponized fight against business, a weaponized fight against leaders. I want to thank many leaders who are here, specifically members of parliament who are here. Can I ask members of parliament who are here to stand up from the UDA party? I also want to ask senators and governors who are here to stand up. Thank you very much. These men and women have been subjected to blackmail. They have been persecuted. They have been threatened. Many of them have been dragged to court for crimes they never committed. Their crime was only to be my friends. Their crime was only to be members of the Hustler Nation. But I want to thank them. They are made of good metal. They are made of fine gold. And history will judge you guys fairly, that you stood up against tyranny, that you stood up against blackmail. Thank you very much. The weaponization of the DCI, EACC, and KRA is not limited to these leaders. It goes to many business enterprises have been crippled and destroyed by a weaponized DCI, EACC, and KRA. Today, it is not just the big business. It is not just Humphrey Karaoke's business. It is not Tabitha Karanja and Keroje business. Even the border today are victims of a weaponized fight against people who don't share in the belief of those who hold the levers of power today. And I want to promise them that power is transient and the people of Kenya will overcome. We will not submit to your threats and blackmail. We will not bow to you. We will not worship you. We worship the living God in heaven. We worship no human being. Asanteni sana. Asanteni. Thank you very much. I want to say from this podium, you may have power, you may control the levers of power, but we believe in God, the all-powerful. We submit to God, the all-powerful. We will respect everybody. We will give respect to whoever respect is due. We will give honor to whoever honor is due. But we will worship only God in heaven. We will worship no human being. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. I accept this nomination with humility. I commit that I will do my very best to make sure that I don't let you down and that I actualize the aspirations and the wishes of each and every one of you and make your dreams come true. Thank you very much. God bless you. Asante.